This is the mausoleum of a well-known Sufi poet whose name is not known to me or is unpronounceable to me at the moment. But here we are in Turkestan, Kazakhstan. Not able to get into Uzbekistan. I applied for a visa and they accepted my money and then they never issued me a visa. So instead of going to Uzbekistan, this is the closest I can get. Turkestan.
Because of Jesus.
Oh, fine.
2024 years ago.
Oh, okay, that's
It's like 80 and before BC, before Christ.
Technically right, 2000 was pretty close. No, I'm just
Once again, another nice aspect of Kazakhstan is they have accessible ramps at a lot of the major sites. Okay, is a citadel fortress wall built in 1600 and active until 1900.
Она мне не подушка, а вот. Наш ты, давай ворому закрывай.
Давай, я в корову положу, я отдам тебе.
Ой. So here we are in the region of Turkestan. There's a little mound here, and probably under this mound are the original structures of the caravanserai. But as you can tell, this is a recreation of some of the walls. Looks a little bit like Mos Eisley, that drunken spaceport.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello,
Are you Kazakh from Kazakhstan?
Yes,
Nice to meet you. Salam.
I'm from.
Me? Oh, sorry. Austin. Austin?
Austin.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Russia.
Me? No, I'm American.
America.
Yeah, American.
Okay.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Yeah,
so,
see you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bunun kurt çekimlerini basın.
Okay, it feels a little bit more authentic with a camel there. So this is a mausoleum of another person from the 1500s. And a mausoleum means a place where someone is buried. So this is the resting place of one of the daughters of Timur the Great, who was the founding ruler of the Timurid dynasty. The Timurid dynasty occupied all of Central Asia and most of Persia in the late 1300s and early 1400s. And so this is actually a reconstruction of the mausoleum. The mausoleum was already in ruin in the late 1800s, and when the ruins and the remains of the mausoleum were discovered in the 1950s, this was reconstructed over the remains of the mausoleum. Here's another mausoleum. So the interior is not open, but this structure right here predates what you will see in Samarkand, which is in Uzbekistan. And so this mausoleum was ordered to be built by the decree of Tamerlane the Great, who was the founder of the self-named dynasty, the Timurid dynasty. So this is a mausoleum for a Sufi poet that was ordered to be constructed by the first emperor, Timur the Great. But with his death, the construction was halted. So what you have here is actually an unfinished construction of a building that is a prototype for what you would see in Uzbekistan. Now, this area is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it has been completely undeveloped. And so we are standing on top of a lot of ruins that have just been covered over time with dirt. So there will be a lot of artifacts, according to the UN website, underneath this mound, as there's really been no development since this place halted construction in the 1400s. So we have two sites here, which is the mausoleum of a Sufi poet, a Persian Sufi poet from the 1300s, as well as a mausoleum for one of the great-granddaughters of Timur the Great. So it looks like they are taking some restorative structural work here, but one of the things that was a criterion for it being listed on the UNESCO World Heritage List was that precisely because it was preserved in its original condition, mainly because it was never even completed. So it looks like they might be doing some structural work on the walls, on the load-bearing walls on the outside, but according to the UN website, there's actually been no restorative work to the artwork on the inside of this building. So this wall right here is a reconstruction, and it actually is the outer boundary of the UNESCO World Heritage Property Site, but this is a reconstruction of the ruins of the original wall on site. So the Timurid Empire was preceded by the Mughal Empire, and the Timurid Empire actually inhabited parts of northern India and Pakistan, which is why you kind of see this Mughal-ish design in terms of the dome, reminiscent of the Taj Mahal. So the Timurid Empire was a Persian Mongol empire. It was a hybrid cultural empire. You can see Arabic all along the rim of the arch, and we'll go inside now. Okay, so it looks like they are doing restorative work on the inside. The white plaster is definitely fresh and new, and these turquoise tiles are way too shiny to be original. So don't know what it looked like before, obviously in the original condition, but they are definitely undertaking works to restore this and making it look like a actually living mausoleum, as a functional mausoleum. And this too is a standard Islamic geometric design. It's reminiscent of the Alcazar in Sevilla. So yeah, this is new plaster. It looks like new brickwork as well. So they've definitely restored this. Either restored this or rebuilt this. Okay, and here we see these are the original brick walls. Yep, so it looks like they definitely want to redo this into a living, working place of worship. This is definitely a place where they do prayers. So this here is the library in the mausoleum. But definitely, as you can tell, they've restored the brick here on the lower side, and then they've put on new plaster all the way around. So perhaps they are taking work to finish the construction of this mausoleum. This looks like a bathhouse, like a Turkish bath. Once again, the inspiration for Mos Eisley. It's only 2 camels, but I could smell them from here, 50 yards away. Jeez, they kind of just stopped chewing once I knew I was looking at them. And now we know where the inspiration for tauntauns came from.
I think, yeah.
One hump is as wide as one person's waist. Oh, oh, oh. So here we are at the top of the underground museum, and we'll head on inside. So we're at an underground mosque inside one of those domes that we saw, and the architectural style of the lintels right here is a little bit reminiscent of what I saw in Turkey. It's a little more primitive in terms of the decorative style on the top of the pillars. So it's possible that this is maybe an earlier architectural style, but I'm not really sure since I'm no expert. But it definitely reminds me of some of the architecture that I saw in Turkey. And when I was in Turkey, it reminded me of Chinese architecture. So being on the Silk Road, I could not tell if what I saw in Turkey was coming from China or what I saw in China was coming from Turkey. But now that I'm here in the middle, in Kazakhstan, in Turkestan, I can see that this is actually, I think, endogenous to the area, and then the architectural style evolved as it moved outwards, west and east from Central Asia. Okay, so this is outside the underground mosque, and this style also reminds me of what I saw in Turkey with the lintels and the posts, but it's definitely less decorative, so this must be an older style before it migrated and evolved westward in Anatolia.